Hello everyone, my name is Notepad and I write games for fun. So what are we working on today? Well, today we're going to be working on Qiāngxiá some more. And there have been some minor changes from point A to point B. Let me just bring it up here real fast. So, what the hell? What the goddamn, okay. Calm down, Microsoft Edge. Don't worry. So the major change that kind of occurred was I did change this. They only keep a number of dice equal to their dice limit. The idea being is I changed it from kind of just this weird system where if you had a smaller dice, you just replace it to a roll and keep system. Yes, this is now a roll and keep game for my own sanity because I've been adding dice slowly, and it's like, how do I make this actually work and be nice without people just getting a little bit confused? Like, no, just build a massive fucking dice pool, roll it. And if you're a gun hero, you take the top 3. If you're a regular person, you take the top 2. And potentially if you're a monster or a supervillain, you take about 4. That's it. Hopefully that kind of gets a good impression of how things are going to be working. Because I wanted it to be fast and a little bit silly. So outside of that, the only other major changes, I added some artwork, obviously. For those who don't know, this is from Ruthless Blades and Ruthless Blades and Righteous Blood, or Righteous Blades and Ruthless. Righteous Blood and Ruthless Blades. This is one of these games where it's just a pain in the ass to say. So, bear with me here. Yeah, no, it's taken from this because this is actually a Wuxia game, which I actually reviewed here on the channel. Do I enjoy Righteous Blood and Ruthless Blades? Not really. It had its issues, and I do have a video planned for that, a little opinion. But this week we're going to be doing just another detox in a little one. We also got some just other random pieces of artwork. I tried to mix a good helping of kind of the Wuxia artwork and the Western artwork together. This is again from Far West. If you don't know about Far West, it is a beautiful disaster area. I need to actually get that tiny opinion up. Not one opinion, like mini case up, I guess. Ow. So, but yeah, most everything else remained the same. It's just been a lot of seeing what works and what doesn't work. And generally speaking, I'm feeling pretty good. Generally speaking, things are going pretty well. And if we scroll all the way up here, what really needs to be done today? Well, today is going to be combat. Pretty much the entirety of combat and comm scenes, and seeing if we can't get equipment done. I have the idea behind equipment. I know how it works. I know what to do with it. It's going to work. It's just about writing it, and it's annoying. Outside of that, we're feeling pretty good. Like exterior mechanics, I got a few ideas that kind of need to be put in there, which it's literally going to be a section called the Weird and Wild West, of just how do you do gambling? It's like this. How do you do mounted combat? It's like this. What's a large scale fight going to look like? Like, I mean, dozens of people fighting. This is what it's going to look like. And then we're going to do the enemy section, which, again, enemy section is going to be more how to build them more than anything, because I'm incredibly lazy and hate making bestiaries, because those are the most boring fucking thing ever. Advancement's going to be the same way. I know how to do advancements, just writing it. So yes, today we're going to be doing scenes. And that does mean I need to open up my handy dandy notepad. Let me just make sure everything is there, because we did a curious case last Saturday, which was a 5-hour nightmare into some older games. Those are all, so out of all of those, let me see which one of these made it to the unfortunate heights of getting a video. Let's see. Oh yes, Dallas the role-playing game, Tales of Gore, notably. I do plan on maybe doing like Saga, but not Saga, Fossa's Star Trek, just because it's kind of an interesting thing to look at, because it led, without Fossa's Star Trek, and I didn't kind of realize this until someone brought it up, without Fossa's Star Trek, we wouldn't have the Mech Warrior games, which I'm like, that's kind of fascinating in a what the fuck is going on kind of way. I also forgot to update the title card for this one. So shiza. So let's see. So scenes from the frontier. As the magistrate, it is the magistrate's duty. Let's see. The magistrate's duty is to arbitrate and understand the nuances of setting scenes. Most notably the difference between a calm and action scene. These two are the primary. So we'll do calm scenes. A calm scene is when the Qiāngxiā. Actually, we'll just do is when the Gunheroes are doing anything other than fighting. Hello, phone. Let's see. Calm scenes are when the Gunheroes are doing anything other than fighting. These involve negotiating, investigating, learning, and generally trying to move the plot forward. These scenes should be actually always leading into the next battle, or flowing into a different situation for the Gunheroes to solve. Generally, how I want to get this across is like, I want you to understand, and like I want to kind of like set it up as like, it's okay to have these scenes. These are when anything else is kind of going on. The characters aren't really like in any straight danger necessarily. It's traveling, it's doing, you're kind of rolling these skills a little bit more, you're learning about things, we're using alchemy, maybe we're trying to disguise and break into a place, we're using domestic to cook someone a meal or something. It's that idea. Because this game is going to be almost entirely based off combat, you need these kind of moments to like, yes, you can do these things. Let's see, a Gunhero is allowed to use their moves, actually use their style, more liberally during a calm scene, potentially allowing for them to pull off impressive feats, or impress the locals, during moments of calm is when the Gunheroes can fully find themselves in a peaceful situation without having to worry about the outside world. Actually, no. Let's see. During moments of calm. Actually, these calm scenes shouldn't be important. Should be important, however. always leading the Gunheroes onto their next adventure, or always leading the Gunheroes to the next adventure or the next battle. Gunheroes are drawn to combat. And conflict. But having, let's see, yeah, no, we'll just say Gunheroes are drawn to conflict. So just calm scenes, we'll do that, and then we'll do an action scene. And then what we'll probably do at the very end is we'll pretty much break down action scenes. Pretty much this is going to be the combat system. And at the end, we're going to do tying things together. Yeah, so roughly it's going to be like a calm scene into an action scene into like calm. So it's kind of the idea of like, you're always going to have more calm scenes than action scenes, but those action scenes are going to be the meat of the actual story going on. Shanghai Noon always leads into another fight because something goes on. Oh no, we're getting into a fight currently because of these situations that we get ourselves into. Calm scenes are more numerous but shorter, and kind of vice versa. Action scenes are longer, but a lot less plentiful per session, roughly. You might only have one or two action scenes per session. Let's see. Velocity. Literacy. Use tool to repair machinery. Okay. There we go. We'll give them a little bit more chi. It's far more about combat and height. Yeah, right here. Then we have all our styles. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not really going to give you much here because you don't really need that much, because that's not the point. Duty to arbitrate and understand the nuances of setting scenes. We'll do calm before the storm. Never dwelling, let's see, so never dwelling too long on these moments of peace. Because we don't want you to dwell on the moments of peace. We'll put you down here, and then we'll do... Let's see, it would be... Actually... Righteous Iron and Looseless Blades. There we go. Haha, I can make a joke about it because I am funny. I'm a funny boy. So Righteous Iron and Ruthless Blades. Action scenes. Action scenes are the meat. Action scenes form the basis of the... How do I want to word this? Actually, no. Gunheroes are drawn to battle, warfare, and martial brilliance. Many attribute it to their warlike natures, while more philosophical gun heroes, tend to believe it is due to their body being a gun, actually being due to their soul being one with the gun. Regardless of the reason, combat is an essential part of being a gun hero, whether they like it or not. So let's break this down to make this correct. So what we need to do is we need to do an initiative system. Okay, we'll do the initiative system and internal ammo. And the internal ammo, actually we'll do internal ammunition. Then we'll go down to actions and combat. We'll do daring feats. Daring feats will effectively be the action system. Be the actions. Actually, no, then we'll have to do the distance and lines in the sand, which will be the distance mechanic. So pretty much the idea of like how far away you are from somebody else. Daring feats will be the action. What am I missing? I know I'm missing something. Something isn't right. No, I think I should be fine. So, yeah, we'll do this. We'll call it internal ammunition. So, when the gun heroes are caught in combat, are thrown into a battle, they will have to determine who is acting first. Let's see. So, okay. So how we're gonna do this? They'll have to determine who's acting first. Actually, see, this is the problem. Is like I know what I want to say, but like writing it down is like my brain is fucking fried for some reason. I don't know why my brain is apparently mashed potatoes today, but it is. So like when the gun heroes are thrown into combat, the essence of speed, the essence of speed and determination will be the fundamental aspect in finding victory. Gun heroes will first determine, actually all characters will determine their initiative. When they will act in the round. Actually, no, we have to do first. Let's see. All action scenes. Actually, so let's see. All action scenes are divided up. Actually, so are divided up into turns and rounds. A turn being a single character's character's action, while the round is the summation, is the combined turns of every character currently in the field. Currently on the field, I should say. So we've established how... So all actions are divided into turns around, a turn being a single character's action. Who will act first, however? Who will act first? However? So, all characters will roll their wholeness to determine their position in the initiative. Initiative. Let's see. All characters will roll their wholeness to determine their position in the initiative. Who will act first? Who will act first and last? However, all characters. Oh, so let's see. All characters with the same wholeness will act together. Actually, all characters. Because pretty much how I want it to be is that everyone with a D12 is going to be kind of rolling against each other. Then everyone with a D10 is going to be kind of rolling with each other. So let's say we have 3 people with D12s. And 3 people with D10s. And someone rolls a 3, a 5, and a 10. And like an 11. And someone down here rolls a 5, 9, and 10. Normally... this 10, the 11 would go first, then the 10, then the 5s would be together. But how I want it to go is, D12, D12, 11, D12, 5, D12, 3, because you're just healthier, faster, and better. And then it'll be like the D10, 10, D10, 9, D10, 5. Like, by virtue of just being not as good as the Gunhero or as someone with a higher wholeness die, you're not rolling very high. You're not doing too hot, kind of in the basic initiative order, by virtue of just not being very strong, not being very powerful. And because of that, you're paying for it a little bit. But this also leads into if you take damage. So if you take damage, you might be down to, instead of having a D12, you might be rolling a D6. And even if you roll a 6, you're always going to be below the people who are healthier than you. Because again, we can't have static numbers, really. We're just basic positions. I don't want to be like, you have an initiative value of 12. No, you have an initiative value. You've already determined it. You're just acting before these guys by virtue of just being stronger. Which gives the Gunheroes kind of an innate advantage in some cases. Okay. Let's drop the, actually, all characters with the same wholeness die value. Wholeness die value. We'll do D12, D10, D8, etc. So we'll roll against each other. For positions. For position in the initiative track. For the initiative track in descending order. Actually, for the initiative track period, the D12s will act before. Will determine order. Will determine their order. Then the D10. Then the D10s. Then the D8. Then the D8s. D8s, and so on. And then we'll put a footnote here, which is, for example, I have a D10 wholeness. And roll an 8. My opponent has a D12 wholeness and rolls 2. They would still act before me. see, they would still act me for me because they have a D12 to my D10. So, again, the dice doesn't really matter unless there is kind of more people around there. So if you have a D6 and you're the only one with a D6 rolling initiative currently, don't even fucking bother rolling because you already know you're going to be at the bottom. You can just look at, like, one thing, if I were to design the character sheet for this, and I'm really bad at designing character sheets, one of the things is I want to make it fairly blocky in some cases. So instead of having to, like, necessarily put in, like, a D12, write in D12 or whatever, you could just put the dice in there. So your sheet would just be this smorgasbord of just dice. And you can be like, well, I want to roll my wholeness. Grab the wholeness dice and roll in. Yay! Like, that's how something I would want to make it look. Who will act first, however? So that's the initiative. Once initiative has been determined, all the characters will determine their internal ammunition. They're actually ammo. Internal ammunition points. There we go. Actually, no. We'll determine their internal ammunition points. A reflection of speed and power the character possesses in the field. Shortened to very simply AP. It's just action points with a funny name. So it's, yeah, your internal ammunition points or your AP. Every character has AP equal to 1/2 to half of their wholeness. Half of their wholeness. Now, do we want to add half their wholeness plus half cultivation? No, I don't think that's right. Let's see. Every character has AP equal half their wholeness. Footnote: D12 equals 6 AP, D10 equal 5 AP, etc. Whenever they actually a character when acting spends their AP to perform the action. If they are acted upon, they may use their AP to defend themselves. Any AP left over at the end of the round, is converted into momentum. There we go. Because, give me 1 second, I need to check this. We want to do maneuvering. First maneuver keyword. This move generates not 1 maneuver. We're going to do generates plus 1 momentum instead, because I think momentum is a better word for this. Maneuver or generate plus 1 momentum. Because again, we want to get across the idea that you're moving very fast, that you are kind of jumping around, you're hitting people. It's a Jackie Chan, Jet Li movie more than anything. It's about that raw momentum, and that's why it's like you have things like move 1 range band or generate plus 1 momentum. Is you want to generate momentum because that's going to let you do things. That's going to be like really the only static value I want to put into this game, is simply the idea of you have this momentum that you can spend to do things. And that's where kind of the nuances in the combat comes in. Well, internal ammunition. Actually, we'll do internal ammunition, initiative and action, initiative and ammunition, and AP. We're not going to tell people what AP is, but they're going to be like, oh, it's internal ammunition points. Ha 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 ha. Because that's literally the theory of what everything is. Because everyone is a gun. Remember that, kids. Because that is what martial arts is based off in this world. It is about being a gun. Why? Because I thought it was funny. Let's see, half their wholeness. Actually, we're not even going to add a footnote there. We're just going to put in a parentheses just to give people a better idea. Because I think that'll... I think this will be a little bit better. Or would... See, half their wholeness, half their wholeness die, and then we do... Actually, no, I think a footnote would be appropriate. Because it looks a little bit jank. So we gotta do that, because sometimes it breaks and doesn't work. Google, I'm not asking for much, but just like, when I, let me control V. Like, let me actually, like, control V and control X sometimes. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for much. Not asking for much. Just let me do what I want to do. Let's see, so we've got our internal ammunition system. We can probably slap a piece of artwork right there. I wonder if, can I put in... See, what I wish is I could just put in like a square, like a placeholder image. Like, just insert image, like, table, drawing. No. I cannot. So I'll just have to make a note of myself that I have to put an image right here. I kind of know which one I want to do, but lines in the sand. When combat breaks out, combat on the frontier. On the frontier is a difficult thing to measure sometimes. Difficult thing to measure sometimes, with some engagements taking place over long distances. Long distances with the cracks of rifle fire. Too close. Hello, phone. What do you want to talk to me about? Mr. Phone, what's up? Oh, geez. Oh, God. Somebody... John Cena has left a message on the saga of King Arthur and the Men of Metal. Wow. Give me my second. Gotta tell my mom to, like, not go outside. So, we also have 2 visitors to the website. We have one from Homdale, New Jersey, and from Schiedam ZH, Netherlands. So we have the Dutch showing up, apparently. God damn, the Dutch. Well, yes. I have a... see, I always like seeing who comes to my website, because I get some weird ones. And the Brazilians, you Brazilian guys, love you all to death. There's a lot of you. To close quarters, rapid fire fist fights. God, I say that 5 times fast. Fist fights among gun heroes. When action scenes are normally fairly close engagements. Which I'm gonna actually have to put a side note in here about that. Action scenes are normally fairly close engagements. How close engagements? However, to represent the speed and dexterity Dexterity. Actually, so how it represents speed and dexterity of individual gun heroes. Gun heroes on the field. Actually in the fight. And the maneuverability of individual fighters. Footnote, drawing a bit from classic Hong Kong action theaters, Hong Kong blood operas, and wuxia film, where fights and fighters can actively move around the field away and to one another. Fighters, there's no strict map. Instead, a system called space distance. Yes, we're using space distance. Shut up. Space distance is employed. Yes, we're using space distance again. Why? Because I like space distance. Why do I like space distance? Because I fucking wrote it. Line in the sand. This might actually warrant a new space distance variety, though. I will say that. This might warrant it. Let's see. While with some engagement taking place over long distances with cracks of rifle fire and close quarters rapid fire fist fights among gun heroes. Inside a system called space distance is employed. Actually, is used, I should say. Instead, in abstraction of distance called space distance is used. Yes, space distance. Now, for those who don't know about the ancient history of space distance, it started off as a method for me to do long range and like bigger engagements in space, and to pretty much keep a universal system when it comes down to things like, you can be in a starship just as much as you can be in a knife fight. It's the idea of like keeping the similar distances without having to like factor in you've moved 500 hexes or whatever. No. So this is kind of the basic idea of it. We will do control, actually, called space distance, SD. SD is used. So there we go. We're going to put this right here. We need to use the correct formatting. So 0 SD face to face. So the basic idea behind space distance is face to face is like you are right in their grill. Like you are engaging. You're about, I think the best way to word it is that you are, if you were to extend your arm all the way out and then lift it up in kind of a 90-degree angle, that's face to face. Like that is the distance between your shoulder and your elbow is the distance. Like these are really close, and these are you punching each other and kicking and trying to get away from each other just as much as you're trying to kill one another. Touch, however, is that if you extend your arm all the way, if you extend all your arm, that is touch. And that's kind of the idea, is it's like you can touch the other individual pretty easily. Melee is that if you had like a sword or something, like you have a weapon to extend out to hit that person, that's melee. Reach is usually for like longer weapons. That's kind of in that weird, that's the weird space. Like reach is like we're close to each other, but we're not really close to each other at the same time. We can't punch each other in the face. But we can't really do anything else, though. That's kind of one of those awkward moments. Then we have close, far, very far, and in sight. And technically I should add another one, which we would call 8SD extreme range. So we can do extreme range. Actually, we should do horizon. So that, like, give you the idea, like, insight is like, I'm not, like, hitting you at all. Like, really, like, very far away is like you're on the horizon. Like, you are very far away from me, and there's, like, no way I'm gonna hit you for anything. And just as much as you're not really gonna hit me for anything. Like, we've clearly stopped fighting at this point. Like, we have both left the fight. Cool plane. Yee. Yee. Let's see. Let's see. Fighters. Footnotes. Footnote, drawing a bit from Hong Kong blood operas and wuxia films where fights and fighters actively move around fields, away and to one another. There we go. We want to put that right there. We want to paste to you. God damn it. Drawing a bit flawed. There is no strict map, so an abstraction of distance called space distance is used instead. So what we're going to use is I'm going to explain this a little bit. Actually, do I put it in a side note? No, I'm going to put it as its own thing. So when a character moves, they will move a single range band toward or away from their target. Toward or away there from their target. Estimating how far away they are. Estimating how far, actually, I actually want to use space distance, or do I want to use something else? We use space distance unless we do like an abstraction version of space distance, like a little bit different. Unless we add another layer to space distance, possibly. Like space distance and zones. Yeah. They will move range band toward or away from their target, estimating how far they are away from how far away they are from one another. The battlefield, actually, let's see, the battlefield may be littered with junk and other maybe littered with with unique locations that once visited, they will confer a benefit or allow the Gunhero to perform a unique feat. They perform a unique situation, a unique feat. So we'll do a side note. An example of space distance. And actually unique feat. These locations are roughly referred to as zones, allowing the Gunhero to travel to them to confer to gain benefits or engage or have large problems. Do that should work there. Cool. And zones. This is kind of a jank ass system. I might change this. So what the fuck did I end up calling you? I always forget your cod name. Bai Jingye. There we go. Bai Jingye. See, Bai Jingye is currently dueling a bounty, is currently, let's see, actually dueling a bounty hunter who thinks he is Iron Head Wang. Ironhead Wong. The two are actually we'll say the two are considered to be close to one another. Forcing Bai to close the distance on the gun wielding lawman. If he uses a maneuver, when he uses a move action, he will reduce the range increment by one step, moving from close to reach. Let's see. The magistrate also tells Bai that a nearby window can be used to escape. A fact that Bai wholeheartedly wants to do. It is, however, far 5 SD away from him, past the bounty hunter. There we go. So kind of the idea, like, if he gets to the window, he's 5 SD away, he'll be able to escape. However, he has to go through the bounty hunter, and the bounty hunter is, oh no, trying to shoot him in the fucking face. Because he thinks he's a bad guy, but he's not. He's just an asshole. I'm not a bad guy, I'm just a guy with a gun. Actually, we'll do that. We will do a jank ass table right here. We will do that. And then we'll do an example. Space, distance, and zone. Actually, Bai and the bounty hunter. And this isn't a complicated system, but it's also very much a wing it and hope for the best system. So I might change that. Can I just make this side? Are you going to let me just make this side? No, it's going to be 1-0. Yeah, we'll just do this then. Because if we do this, then you can clearly see, like, here's the move, and then here's an example. Alright, and that'll work. And then we slap an image right there. Bada bing, bada boom. Cool. So now we get to do the action system. Fuck. Alright. What the hell? Okay, now we're good. Daring feats. So, when the Gunhero's turn comes around, they will be able to act. Performing feats of strength, dexterity, and feats of strength, dexterity, and wit to defeat their enemies, defeat their foes, and live to see another day. So each of these actions have an AP cost, representing the amount of action points that must be spent to use the action. Not exactly the most complicated thing in the world. To use the action. To use the action as long as the Gunhero. Actually, the Gunhero here can use as many actions as they wish. As long as they have the AP for it. But if they choose not to use it, they may also spend their actually not to use it during their turn. They can use their AP defensively by using AP for their AP for defensive. Let me see if I can fucking type this correctly. Defensive actions during other characters' turns to defend themselves. To pull off dodges during strike and to enable them to protect themselves. So there we go. So pretty much the standard AP system is that you can use AP, you can use your internal ammo. Is you can use your internal ammo to protect yourself, to do things like I'm going to move, I'm going to attack, I'm going to use a karate chop, I am going to chop your fucking balls off or whatever. You can also use it to defend yourself. Not exactly the most complex thing in the world. I mean, wowzers, it's an AP system. Like, we never seen one of those before. But that's kind of the point of it. It's not really supposed to be this grandiose methodology. To protect themselves. So, we will do... primary actions. Well, actually, we'll do... I don't want to necessarily say offensive actions, because that kind of gives a personal idea. Actually, we will do turn actions, personal actions. Shit, what's a good word for it? Defensive antonym, I mean. Confident. We can do, actually we'll do initiative actions, and then we'll do defensive actions. So it's like you have the initiative, you're using defensive. Cool. Awesome. I am the greatest. So if we use this initiative action, so what are we going to be doing? These are going to be like our basic actions. Well, we're obviously going to have a move action. What does this move action do? Is we move, so it's going to cost 1 AP to move one range, move one SD, or add plus one maneuver, actually momentum. Actually, we can do... We'll call it maneuver. We'll assign it 2 AP to do. So you're moving 1 SD or adding 1 momentum. It's not as efficient as using a style, like using your actual styles, like by far. But that's kind of the point. It's like you want to use your styles, you want to use your powers and stuff like that. That's how that's supposed to work. So we have a basic maneuver ability. We will do a range attack, which is going to have an X, which is use a ranged weapon to attack. Yeah, so use a ranged weapon to attack. Actually, we should say, well, AP4, but choose not to use it. Certain actions can spend extra AP to confer additional benefits. So range attack would use a ranged weapon to attack. most of these are basic attacks. Actually, use a ranged weapon to attack. Rolling, so it's going to be rolling wholeness plus cultivation, wholeness plus cultivation, and that's pretty much it. Like, that's what you're going to do for most range attacks. It's going to be just your wholeness plus your cultivation as you just pop it, and then we're going to do like an aim, which is going to be +1 AP. Add a +1d6 to the check. To the attack check. That's pretty much it. That's actually, we'll do like a snapshot. Actually, to the strike check, and then we'll do a no, that's pretty much it. Let's see, wholeness plus cultivation to strike and injure. So aim +1, add +1d6 to the strike check, and then we'll do that'll be it. Because it's a fucking gun. And then we can do a melee attack, which is going to be X as well, is use a melee weapon. Actually, use unarmed, or actually, no, I'm going to use a melee weapon to attack. Rolling wholeness. Wholeness plus cultivation to strike and injure. I'm not going to do that after this. Okay. That's what I'll put. Like, this is actually how like combat works, which you're going to have a brutal, but you're just going to add +1 to it, which is add a +1d6 to the injure check. Martial arts. Which is going to be, we'll just call it a raw 2, is use the Gunheroes martial arts, rolling a wholeness plus cultivation plus style offensive method. Actually, not even that. No. To strike and injure. We'll do stylish +1. Actually, fucking spell. Which will be +1, which is add the add style offensive martial. Actually, offensive method die. And then we will do brutal. We'll add the brutal. And then we'll add the aim. Obviously, we'll sort this out when we get to it. With the idea being that, like, you're employing martial arts. That's you using all your abilities to do things. That's just you punching somebody in the face. That's all that is. Just bonk. Punch them in the face. Not really anything too exciting. Which actually we could probably add the stylish modifier to both of these. Like, yeah, you're just using your method die. Like, it costs a little bit more AP, and this could be like 3 AP, which is not really efficient. And martial arts is going to be using a shit ton of AP. It's like, oh no! We'll do a move. Actually, employ martial arts move. Actually, we'll do style move. Actually, style move X, which I'm going to have to go back in and kind of do the AP cost thing. I know how to do it. fuck? What the fuck a doodle do? God damn it. God fucking damn it. Oh, somebody pinged. Someone's pinging. Ha! I love it when people ping me randomly. It's great. I love it. It's the best. I love getting added. It's the best thing in the world. So let's see. Style move. Use one of the Gunheroes style. Gunheroes styles moves. Moves and resolve its effects. What else do we have? So we are moving, we're using range attack, we're using a melee attack, we're using martial arts, we're being style, and then we're going to do... what else can we do? What else can we do? What else are we really employing to do? That's my question. Oh, well, we can do a refocus, which is going to be a massive expenditure. It's going to be 4, which is going to be move up the initiative track by 1 step. Pretty much this is going to be your way to actually get better at some, like, I'm at the bottom of the I'm at the bottom tier. I'm going to refocus, and I'm going to increase my step by 1 step. But it's cost a lot. But you're going faster than the guy in front of you. You're now moving in front of him. He's moving in front of you. Oh no, we're trying to kill one another. Actually, what we can do is... actually, let's see. Must be within reach distance. So must be within... melee distance. Actually, must be within touch distance. Must be within melee distance. Range attack, I'm not going to add that in because some range weapons are going to be different. So they're going to tell you exactly what you can and cannot do. So we want to refocus. What else are we thinking about doing? We want to be able to move around. We want to be able to do stuff. We want to be able to really get across the idea that this is kind of in a Hong Kong action theater of dancing around and kicking the shit out of one another, because I find that amusing and I find that fun. What else are we working with? What else are we thinking about? What are we... Alright, so maybe we can employ a... We refocus and we then add a... maybe just like a momentum generation move. That could work. Yeah, that could really work. So, what would we call it? We'll call it hype. Actually, that's a bad word. We want to, not refocus, which is, like, what would you call it? Like, the idea of, like, you're not moving around at all. You're just moving faster. You're kind of trying to dodge it out of the way. You're kind of, you're trying to, we'll call it, that's what we'll call it. We'll call it a mix-up. Mix-up. We'll say 3, which the idea is increase momentum by +2. That's it. You're spending a lot to do much, but you're going to be using a lot of style moves. That's kind of where the meat of this comes from. And this should work. If you have the initiative, these are the things you're going to be able to pull off. So if you're defensive, well, obviously you're going to have the dodge action, which is going to cost you 2. Which is the Gunhero attempts to dodge with their wholeness plus cultivation. With their wholeness plus cultivation, which we're going to add in only for melee or martial arts attacks. And then we'll add the +1 for, actually we'll call it the, there we go. We'll call it bullet time for +1. Allow dodging of ranged weapons. Oh, actually, what's another good one? We'll call it, we'll call it instinct. Instinct trigger, because that sounds really stupid and funny. Which we'll do is add a +1d6 to the dodge check. This is literally what you're rolling. You're burning up to 4. You're burning up to 4 of your AP, which at most you're gonna have 6, mind you, to get a +1d6 dodge rating. Actually, so it's like, oh fuck, oh no. Actually, I will add the stylish option here, which is stylish, and add the style defensive method die. And then we'll do like an endure action. Endure is going to be cheaper. You can endure. So the Gunhero attempts. Actually, no, we're going to make that a little. Yeah, we'll make it the same cost. So the Gunhero attempts to push to endure the damage. We'll do dodge the attack. Back with our wholeness plus. With their wholeness plus cultivation. Because remember, if you endure successfully, you take no damage. But however, that's where it kind of takes. Actually, you know, well, fuck it. We'll burst it up. We'll increase a little time. Mostly because we will add these. We will add this, but we're not going to call it instinct trigger. We're going to call it like iron body, which is add +1d6 to the endure check. And then we have stylish, add defensive method die. Cool. And then what would be another good defensive action? Actually, what we can do is we can actually add the maneuver action here. We'll add the maneuver, but we'll add it as a 3 cost. So the idea would be you can maneuver, you can move whenever you want. The catch being it's going to cost you a lot more if it's not your turn. Like it's going to cost you a full new AP, which is like not very efficient. Which then we're going to use a style move, which is the most effective thing to do. But sometimes you can't do it, which is the major problem kind of thing. So if we do that, but this should be pretty much all our actual combat sections. I don't really think we need that much else. So if we use daring feats action, we'll do that. Each action of these actions has an AP cost, so we have our initiative actions, which we will bump up to 16. Actually, no, you're 16, so we'll bump you up to 14, I guess. And I will alphabetize these later. I just want to make sure that they work properly currently, which probably don't. So you should all work correctly, but I am going to maybe do this. Actually, we can do that there to kind of break it up a little bit more. This isn't really like, do not come here for like Apex. Let's learn how to fucking format shit. No. Why did I write down the word momentum struggle? Okay, no, we don't need that. Yeah, it's just a mix-up. So then we have defensive actions, which get increased by 2. Then we have this, because we need to clarify that it is, in fact, what it's supposed to be. We can do this. We put you like that. Style move, endure, iron body, I say, stylish, instinct trigger. The idea that you can't dodge bullets unless you are a fucking gun hero. But you gotta burn your move. That's kind of the idea. Not an endorse check, an endure check. Very different. Let's see. Alright, let's see. So we got our defensive actions, we got our initiative actions, so we've thrown ourselves into a fight, we're moving around, we're fighting each other, we're swinging around, we're building momentum. The more momentum we build, the better we do. So we need to actually do... Okay. So what we'll do is we'll break it down into 2 more little sections, which we're going to do... We'll call it Bloody Fists, which is going to be damage, actually striking and injuring. Striking and injuring, which is kind of important. And then we're going to put down... how do I want to word this? Which is just going to be the momentum section. Actually, we'll do who dares win, and then it's going to be momentum. So, Bloody Fists, striking and injuring. When a character is attacking another character. When a character is attacking another, they will roll two separate checks. The strike and the injure. The strike and the injure. The strike check is to determine if the attack actually connects and actually connects with the target. If they are not defending or can't, then there is no need to roll this. Actually, I should say it actually connects with the target. If successful, the target has been hit. Let's see. The character has been hit. Has been hit by the attack, and will resolve its touch effects. And will resolve some of its effects. The injure check, the injure check is to see if the defending character can resist the damage they will take. The attacking character rolls their injure check, and actually against the target. If the attacker is if the attacker is successful, then the defender will take damage. If the defender, actually, we'll do this. If the defender is successful, then all damage is mitigated. Dealing how a single attack could reduce a... Actually, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of a footnote. I know it's literally going to be like a designer note. It's going to be a designer note This is due to how the system functions. So taking three, how the system functions, taking 3 damage not only reduces the wholeness die, a core die that influences all rolls to, let's see, so it would be D12, and then it would go to D10, D8, D6 to D6. It also lowers the number of actions the character can take, as well as any future initiative checks. Damage is scary. Best to avoid it. There we go. Because again, we want to avoid damage. This is not like this amazing fucking feat of revelation that no one has ever learned about before at this moment. You just need to make 2 checks. You make a strike and injure check. If you strike the character, congratulations, you will do the damage to them. You know what? I'm going to put this right here because I want people to read it. This is due to how the system functions. This may seem cumbersome, but this is due to how the system functions. Taking 3 damage not only reduces the wholeness die, core die that influences all rolls, D6, it also lowers the number of actions the character can take, as well as any future initiative checks. Damage is scary, best to avoid it. Even the strongest gun hero can't fight against death, against crippling injury. And that's kind of the point, is that any piece of damage you take is actually kind of a big deal because you're lowering your effectiveness pretty dramatically. So most things are only going to do 1 or 2 points of damage, but if you think about it, you only have 7 health. If you take 3 damage, suddenly, again, you go from D12 to D6. And if you take 3 more damage, that D6 suddenly goes from D4 to D2 to D0. Like, you're on death's fucking door with 6 damage. And it's like, yeah, you're not doing too high. Like, you do not take that much damage, actually. And if you take a little, like, this is a hardcore death spiral. But I really like death spiral, so I can do that. But gun heroes also have the chi die, so they're allowed to kind of use that chi die to kind of mitigate some of this. Like, I'm going to get my shit rocked. I'm going to employ the chi, like, I'm going to roll this big-ass chi die to avoid getting hurt. Or I'm going to roll this to avoid. Like, you have a lot of options to avoid damage, because every piece of damage is very scary. And that's the point. That's what I wanted to get across. Because I feel that is important to both genres. Like, it's because the thing in like a Western story is that like characters usually don't take 2-3 shots. You usually go down in 1. You know, the lone gunman whips out his gun and he shoots the bandit dead. You know, this isn't like a prolonged, like, okay, I've taken 4 bullets to the fucking chest, I'm upright and standing. No, you take. And if you do get hit, it's a big deal. You know, it's like, I got a fucking bullet in my arm. You know, I'm bleeding. They're like, I'm dying. Like, things go wrong. Same thing with like Wuxia fiction. Like, a single hit with a good sword or a good blade, you're now drastically reduced in power. Like, something has gone wrong. But the idea is to never get shot or never get hit, which makes gun heroes so terrifying in this setting, because they are the ones who, normally if you shoot someone, they will go down, but a gun hero, not necessarily. You know, they may be able to pluck the bullet out of the fucking air, or they may be able to dodge those bullets pretty easily. And if they dodge the bullets pretty easily, they're going to kick them right back at you. Ooh. Oh, Jesus. Was that correct? I was. Someone's woken with the Pony Finder dude because the Pony Finder dude makes a grillion fucking dollars. That's the one thing that I always find funny is that the Pony Finder guy makes a shit ton of money off Pony Finder products. And the thing is, he's not aiming at kids. Of course not. He's aiming at adults. So, who dares win momentum? Combat is a series of exchanges. Whether it's blows, bullets, whether it's blows or bullets, the Gunheroes will be desperately trying to fight off overwhelming odds. Let's see, overwhelming odds a majority of the time. A majority of the time. Momentum is a system to assist the Gunheroes by channeling their inner speed. Channeling their speed and dexterity and dexterous displays of martial arts into a distinguishable resource. Momentum represents a combination of fast movements, quick steps, and a forward initiative to take the fight to the enemy. When the Gunhero amasses momentum, they may spend it to perform impressive feats or save their hide in a sticky situation. So, generally speaking, we're going to do 5 momentum. 5 momentum, which is going to be add plus 1d6 and add plus 1d6 to any check, which is you're just adding it because you're just moving a little bit faster, you're dodging quicker, you're kind of being able to endure a little bit better. That's it. You just spend 5 momentum, you can add plus 1d6 to any check. And let's see, so we want to do that. And then we want to like increase, actually, no. Then we want to do 10 momentum, which is going to be add plus 1d, add 1d10 to any check, so it's a little bit more impressive, or actually, how do I want to word this? Actually, or gain protection 1. And then 15 momentum, which is going to be automatically dodge an attack. Automatically dodge any attack against them. So the idea is like you can add any check, but for 15 momentum, which is actually quite a bit because you're only going to be generating like 1 or 2 of these every round. Like if you manage to build up 15 momentum, you just dodge an attack, just dodge outright. Actually, maybe we do keep that there, but then put 10 momentum. It's pretty much like I want it to be like a resource, and you're always spending the resource to do something. It's you, and it's always affecting you, always allowing you to do something. So actually, like 10 momentum, let's say, actually, we'll gain game +1 AP for the rest for the round, and just gain +1 action. Like you're just gaining another action. Actually, we can do let's see. Actually, gain +2 AP the round. Increase initiative order by 1. Gain 1 protection. Or add +1d or add +1d10 to any check. Move 1 range band, or add +1d6 to any check. Sticky situation. Momentum. What we should say is momentum can be spent at any time during the round. Even if the Gunhero does not have any AP left. So gain +2 AP for the round, increase initiative order by 1, gain 1 protection, add +1d10 to any check. Let's do 15 momentum. What can we spend for 15 momentum? This actually, maybe we do 3 momentum. We increase that to 9 momentum, and then we increase it to 12 momentum. Because you're going to be generating not all of that, actually, so yeah. So move 1 range band, add +1d6 to any check, take out, or eliminate a goon. Just if you manage to get 3 momentum, you can just take out a goon. No questions asked, just blast them. 12 momentum, gain +4 AP for the round. Actually, regenerate. We'll do regenerate all AP for 12 momentum. How easy is for to get 12 momentum? Pretty easy, but we'll gain +4 AP for the round. Increase initiative order by 3. Gain dodge any attack. That or add +1d20 to any check. It's kind of a big deal. Like, hey, you 12 momentum, you get a bunch of bonuses, but you got to spend that 12 momentum. So take it, use it wisely. Meaning, like, hey, I can take out 4 goons for 12 momentum as well, or I can move 4 range bands. I can move away, I can jump away, I can add a bunch of d6s to my checks, or I can just do this. Like, yeah, 9 momentum. Like, oh, I can get 2 AP right now, but you might need 2 AP right now because you need to use this move to survive. Or it's like, can I survive with 1 protection? Or can I add, do I really need that? So the 9 momentum is kind of the mid and the in-between. Like, that's kind of the desperation momentum. Well, 12 momentum is kind of the more like, that's a game changer. Like, yeah, I'm changing this. Like, I'm gonna add a stupid dice to my check. I'm gonna be able to do a bunch, and it's like I am the greatest. That's kind of like we've made a definitive change in the moment. Is you spamming up momentum, and that's why momentum is important. Okay, who dares win momentum? And then what we can do, we'll do that. We'll do heading 3 because that's where it's supposed to go. The enemy, momentum, initiative, increase initiative order by 1, increase initiative order by 3. And then we'll do something like that. You can spend it there. And then we're going to put 2 side notes in. So Side note: grid combat. Grid combat. A magistrate may decide they want to. Let's see, a magistrate may decide they want to add in a grid system for combat. This is fine. This is fine. Treat each move one. Actually, treat each move as moving 3 hexes or square. 3 hexes or squares, roughly 15 feet. Roughly 15 feet. Roughly 15 feet if using 5-foot squares. Allowing one momentum to be spent to increase it by 1 step, by one space, by 1 hex or square. Generally speaking, each SD is around 3 spaces, is around 3 hexes or squares. So let's see, 6 squares. So actually, yeah, so generally speaking, roughly speaking, each SD is about 2 to 3 spaces. Though actually no, we'll do roughly speaking. Melee is 1 square. Melee is 1 square. Actually, melee is 1 square, 1 space. While touch slash face to face would be in the same space. Outside of that, increase each by around 3 spaces each. So close to someone being 9 hexes away would be roughly. So actually that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be roughly far. So because that'd be 45 feet away, effectively, would be roughly far distance. Though this is very rough around the edges. Around the edges, it will sort of work. It will sort of work. And then we'll do a side note. Momentum outside the list. Momentum should feel like a valuable resource to pull off stunts or other amazing feats of strength and daring. Other amazing feats of daring. Gunheroes should feel encouraged. Actually, a magistrate should feel encouraged. Actually, should encourage the spending of momentum to perform odd feats or interesting bits of scenery interaction. A Gunhero wants to kick a table over and use it as cover. Sure. spend a momentum or an action for it. Spend a momentum or 2 AP for it. A Gunhero wants to leap across leap across a gap, actually across a building, firing their guns all the while. Sure, spend 2 momentum to pull it off flawlessly. Momentum is also a currency to allow rival Gunheroes to save their hide should things go wrong. Should things go south. Go poorly, I should say. Granting a rival Gunhero a handful of momentum to dodge attacks or defend themselves is a solid method to keep them alive a bit longer. There we go. So pretty much the basics are, you can use momentum to do a lot of things, do it then. If you want to use momentum to do something crazy and wacky, cool, that's awesome, do it. If you want to use fucking momentum to beat someone to death with a ladder, do it. You know, the idea is for you to kind of use it to spend it. It is a currency to allow you to say, I want to do something cool. To hide. Actually, momentum is also a currency. To save their hide when things go poorly. There we go. Englishos. So we've got all of you. So let's actually see if this looks correct. This is the question. Yeah, I think this works pretty good. Daring feats, space distance. Actually, we'll do daring feats, actions, and combat. There we go. Image there. I will put you all correctly. That's not gonna be too difficult. You is gonna be the exact same. It's just gonna be fixing it up. But that does remind me, I need to go back up here to the styles, the lock and loaded styles. So we've got all our Gunheroes things, and what I can do is actually add in, let's see, Gunhero, actually, not fit. We need to go to 70. God damn it, 75. Yeah, sometimes images will go the way of the fucking dodo. I don't know where they go. So we can do that, and then we can put it here to arrange it. Styled, light type styles. First maneuver keyword is considered free. Heavy for melee, or I should say melee, or some martial arts or melee combat. So let's see, what would be another good thing, because we have to deal now, because we now have one thing to consider is we have to deal with action points. We can also deal with momentum, because momentum is now a mechanic that we need to worry about. Yeah, okay. Okay, that was a little bit weird. What the fuck? I'm scared. Why is everything wrong? Okay then. Yeah, alright, so for context sake, Twitch decided to literally change everything on me right now. For no reason, and I'm a little bit worried. Alright, cool, poggers. Because it said, like, you have 0 followers. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have followers. That reminds me, I need to update this. Alright, so, yeah, I'm going to get these 2 systems in. I'm going to do, let's do what we can actually do. So we can do one that's generating momentum. We can do one about kind of maybe like, you know, getting a free AP, like getting like an AP, like a little, like actually a bonus AP. So actually, I know what we can do. We can do the let's see, gunslinger, light, heavy, sword, and then we can also employ maybe actually an internal style. So an internal. The often more philosophical than strictly combat oriented. Internal styles focus on the inner cultivation of power, inner cultivation of skill in the practitioner. Allowing for quick reactions. So and then we do a internal style. An internal style has +2 AP for the first round of combat, just right off the bat. And then we'll do like what would be another good one? We could probably do actually a rush style. There we go, a rush style. Seen mostly among the most aggressive among us. Seen the most aggressive schools. The rush styles emphasized quick movement and aggressive posturing. Over their opponents. Allowing for displays of ferocious grace. That's a rush style. Starts an action scene, I should say. Starts an action scene with we'll say 2 momentum. There we go. Like, you just start with momentum. You don't get any bonuses. You don't get something. It's not free. It's not like you don't get like a free keyword, or you don't get like a free like ability or anything. No, you get literally just 2 free momentum. But momentum can be used for things. You can really abuse that if you wanted things like you need to have X amount of momentum to use these abilities, which maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe that's the entire plan, is that you want to be a little bit more aggressive than you would traditionally be because you have just a little bit more momentum to work with. You know, it's kind of that, you know, advancing forward. Well, light styles are more about maneuvers. Internal styles is more about like, let's gain a shit ton of AP right off the bat. But you are like, here's just free momentum, do shit. So, alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here for today. because we did exactly what I wanted to do. And I need to stare at this document and debate the finer points of my life. Because what we'll do is we'll do equipment on Wednesday. We'll do some exterior mechanics on Wednesday. And let's see how far we can get on Wednesday. I might Notepad Must Die on Wednesday. And if we Notepad Must Die, I will see if I can't finish up the entire game then. It kind of depends on how well I feel about the combat system. And I honestly might change the implementation of space distance. I honestly might. But I'm going to call it there for today. So thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your